Hi everyone, my name is Anna Anders, humbly here on the YouTube channel, and I'm trying to shoot a video. I'm going to get my kitchen out of that picture thing, out of the video here today, and I actually want to move my little garden tool as well. Hope you can see me okay now. My tripod seems a little bit off again today. I don't know what the deal is, but okay, we'll try to go with this video. I'm humbly Anna Anders, the founder of ForGlobalPeace.com. We are humbly trying to be a peace flag company and a peace flag and a peace initiative, a cause, if you will. And so far, humbly, we don't have a lot of people on board with us, and wow. And it seems like lately I've been contemplating, like, and meditating about this whole thing, like, geez, I seem to be pissing more people off than not lately. And I even told Carrie that last night before we went to bed, and she said, that's a good thing. And I was like, really? You think so? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, I don't like the way it feels, you know? It's like, oh my God, help me. Dear Lord, Father God, help me with what I need to say here. It's not good, you know? I mean, that's not how I view being a peace activist and being for peace. But humbly, the struggle has been real. It's been so real that I can't deny it. And I no longer choose to be invisible for people, regardless of the consequences of what they want to give me, because they can't humbly see that I am a peace activist and I do have a spiritual calling. They can't see it, but I most soulfully know that I do. And help me here, God, to speak, please. The struggle has been so real for me as an individual on this journey from March 17th, 1990, like I said in the videos, when my life basket was turned upside down at 7011 Virginia Avenue. Now I'm going to tell you something, guys. Help me, God, to speak. I'm going to tell you guys something. If I could hit rewind on that night of my life, I would, so that you could see what genuinely manifested. But I cannot hit rewind for you guys, because God had that be a moment between myself and my ex-husband, who knows, he knows what he did that night, and my dad who is dead and gone. My dad ran for his life that night, and I know my dad did. And it was too late for me, because I happened to have on, I love hardwood floors, because my dad used to sand floors, and so my dad sanded my dining room floor for me so beautifully. And so those floors would become my, I don't know what I want to call it, but I had on socks that night. And my socks that I had on when I went to run from my raging alcoholic husband, I slipped and I tripped on my carpet in the living room. And when I did that, I fell to the floor of my life. And my husband would put his hands on me, and not very nicely. That was a brutal attack that I took. I'll never forget it. I experienced that, and not a single one of you out here listening to this video. My dad knows, because my dad came up to rescue me. The phone was ripped out of the kitchen wall. There's nothing my dad could do to call for help, and it wouldn't have mattered anyways, because my ex-husband used to golf, and probably still golfs to this day, in Parma, Ohio, because I bought him a set of golf clubs, because my mother raised me to teach me to get your husband what he wants, give him what he wants, gifts and things like that. So I allowed that to manifest, and I gave him a gift of golf clubs, and that gift of golf clubs would come back later in my life to bite me in the ass. Not one night, but many nights when I reached out and tried to call 911. Oh my God. I don't like doing these face-to-face videos, because I don't want you to see my emotions for myself. This is sacred stuff. This is sacred mojo for me entirely. But my God is telling me to do some videos face-to-face, and soul, I'm ready to do these videos humbly. Yeah, so that night would change my life for the rest of my life. And I didn't have the book of life in my hand from that point on. Never had it once. And I didn't know what I was going to do. Didn't know how to do it. I didn't even know I was born into an alcoholic family. Now, some people may have a different version of their story of our family tree, but that's their story. But I remember my story. And I know the rooms of recovery that I've been sitting in ever since, just trying to recover, if you will, just trying to feed my mojo, to feed my soul, to get my medicine, my daily medicine, my spiritual medicine, because that's what the 12 steps of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, gives me. And I'm not just talking about AA, I'm talking about other 12-step rooms, meeting rooms that Anna Anders had to go into. Parents Anonymous. I mean, I wasn't so sure about my parenting skills. I went to Parents Anonymous. I went to Parents Anonymous in Parma, Ohio. I went to Alcoholics Anonymous, Al-Anon meetings, adult children of alcoholics, because I was an adult child of an alcoholic. Okay, my mother too. I'm going to say alcoholics, okay? Because just because you're not picking up the substances, okay, doesn't mean you're not an alcoholic, people. The disease is just sitting inside of you waiting to manifest, okay? So my mom did have alcoholism too, but it was manifesting in a different way. Different alcoholics have different personality types. So I went to AA meetings, Al-Anon meetings, adult children of alcoholics meetings. I went to my battered women support group meetings. I took my children with me to those meetings. I went to Parents Anonymous. Nobody told me to. I went because someone suggested it to me, and I went because I felt I needed to compare my parenting skills to what my mom and dad gave me, because I didn't get much. I didn't get much from my parents' way of parenting us. There was a lot of cussing and swearing that went on in our homes. There was a lot of hitting too. My dad, if he ever went to go get you, you better watch out. We ran to put clothes on to cover up because he beat us with the extension cord. Till I bled on my back, my legs, my arms, bleeding, okay? So you knew when that was happening, you were going to get it. So that's what I grew up in. Yeah, we grew up in fancy homes with fancy cars and fancy clothes and kind of an outward looking fancy lives, but so what? All this fanciness didn't help me. It didn't help me to survive. It didn't help me to thrive as a wife and as a mother. I matched up. The patterns of domestic violence were repeated. From my grandmother Myrtle to my mother Sheila, because my dad used to hit on my mother, okay? I mean, it was nothing for us Figaro kids to wake up in the middle of the night finding our parents struggling on the kitchen floor, my dad grabbing my mother, and a gun being between them. That's what I grew up with. It was nothing for me on 3618 Walton Avenue, my mother waking us up again, screaming at my father, firing a gun at 3618 Walton Avenue. You're not going to tell me this shit didn't happen, people, in my life. You can pretend all you want, but I can't. I got to live my story. And I'm tired of people, I'm soul, S-O-U-L, sick and tired of people wanting me to shut up, wanting me to be the sick person again, wanting me to be invisible. You guys be invisible for a change. You guys shut up for a change. I have something to say, and I'm going to say it with my God until the day I die. And the reason I'm going to say it, not just so much for myself, but I'm going to say it for the sick and suffering families that are out here. Because our world is in deep doo-doo. And it's not in deep doo-doo just because of poor people who have poor lives and want to drink a poor can of beer. That's not how all that shit manifested. And that's not how it's manifesting and playing out here today either. The drug trafficking and the human trafficking that's happening is real, from local to global. I'm humbly Anna Anders on this YouTube channel. This is my first video, and I'm going to shut it off. Thank you, folks. I can only go so long.